Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Today, we are gonna cover eXp. We're doing a detailed breakdown, a review of eXp Realty, what it's about, what it's not about, the fees, the commission, the revenue share, the everything. So we're gonna cover all of that today. So let's just see here, making sure that this is working. I think we'll be okay. So let me know in the comment section if you can hear this. Hopefully you can. All right, so we're looking at eXp Realty, the review for the year. Again, we're going to break everything down so you don't have to guess at what eXp Realty is, what eXp doesn't do, with all the fees, everything associated with eXp Realty, commission split, fees, revenue share, healthcare, all the technology that comes with it. So we're going to get a very good detailed breakdown of what that looks like. So with that being said, let's get going. I want to be respectful of your time. So first off, let's understand the history. Let's look at eXp Realty's roadmap. In 2009, eXp Realty was founded by Glenn Sanford, and you can see very quickly, hopefully you can see this, very quickly that in 3 years, eXp Realty launches in Canada. So in 3 years, it catches hold and gets into quite a few states. As you saw in year one, it got into 11 states, but immediately jumps over to Canada. So if we fast forward a few years, we see that in 2015, eXp launches the Agent Equity Program and the Icon Agent Program, which we're going to revisit this when we're talking about the equity, the shares that you get to partake in as an eXp agent. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to bookmark that for when that time is right here in the next following slides. But I just want you to make note, in 2015, this was a monumental addition to the eXp Realty structure and the eXp Realty way. So let's just bookmark that for a quick second. If we go over here to 2018, we see that eXp Realty opens up in all 50 states. So if we go from 2009 to 2018, that's 9 years. And in 9 years, the company has reached 50 states. That's unheard of. That's unprecedented. That's incredible, right? And after that, a year after that, so in 2019, we see that after the 10-year mark, when eXp turns 10 years, it exceeds over 25,000 agents. Now, I'm going to move myself real quick so you can see what 2021 looked like, where eXp exceeds 67,000 agents. And I can tell you that as of this recording, we're at 80,000 agents, and by the end of this year, we'll be at over 100,000 agents, which is unbelievable. So this is a bit of the history. I go very, very quickly to just give you the information, and then you do with it whatever you want, right? So just giving you a bit of the history of where eXp is coming from, so you know that it's not a overnight success, and that it's not something that just came into being 12 seconds ago. At this point, we have 13 years under our belt and are growing faster than any other brokerage in the world. All right, so what is eXp? Let's get into this. So eXp Realty is the first cloud-based brokerage. So you saw that it was founded in 2009 by Glenn Sanford. And if you recall back in 2009, the internet wasn't all as fast as it is today, right? It wasn't as accessible. It wasn't as user-friendly as you can expect it today. So a lot of things have happened technology-wise that have made eXp Realty that much stronger. But with that being said, we know that eXp Realty was the first of its kind. It was the first mover and absolutely invented a category that didn't exist before, just from the technology standpoint. So now you have some copycat brokerages out there that have seen the model, that have seen the effectiveness of not having brick and mortar, and are adopting basically the entire eXp Realty playbook and trying to pass it off as their own, right? So just calling a spade a spade. But what this eXp allows agents to become the true owners and shareholders. So eXp is the first brokerage of its kind that actually makes the agents the center of the company, right? Previously, from other brokerages, regardless of which ones they are, you would have the agent at the bottom, and based off of that sale, somebody else is going to get money. Somebody else is going to get money. So the broker, the franchisor of the brokerage, the actual broker franchise owner, you have all of that going up to the admin staff, and everybody else would get paid off the backs of the agents. But here the agent is actually the Pinnacle is the center of the entire thing, where not only are the commission splits very favorable, which you're going to see here shortly, but as the agent is selling, as the agent is growing in the business, the agent is becoming the shareholder, is becoming the owner in the business. So there's no need to purchase a franchise because we are not a franchise. So we actually become part owners in the brokerage through our success, right? So you'll see the 5 ways to earn stock at eXp, which we'll cover in detail here shortly. But what's important to understand is that this was the first of its kind, that really no other brokerage out there right now is adopting this in a meaningful way. Now, let's talk about the local brick and mortar locations, because this is something that comes up quite a bit, because you might go onto Google Maps and see eXp Realty office near me. And there will be a few offices that show up. None of those are corporate owned. There's no corporate office that's in a physical, like brick and mortar location. That just doesn't exist. The reason that you're seeing those brick and mortar locations is because generally it's a team leader or an agent that has come over to eXp that already had a physical location. So they just changed the name. Instead of brokered or powered by Remax or brokered or powered by Keller Williams, now they have powered by eXp Realty, right? So again, the brick and mortar locations, there's no corporate brick and mortar location to speak of like the other franchises out there. It's agents that have made a conscientious decision to either open up a commercial space, a brick and mortar location in your neck of the woods, or they're former owners of another brokerage, of another broker that now have come over here, right? So they were former Century 21 offices, they were former Remax offices, they were former Coldwell Banker offices that made the switch over to eXp, right? Now, presently over 80,000 agents. We covered that briefly here a couple of minutes ago, and we're going to get to over 100,000 agents by the end of this year. And something very important that you must understand about eXp Realty is that there is no property management. So if you have a book of business right now that is property management, just know that if your state allows it, you're able to still do property management, but under a different brokerage. Meaning eXp will allow you to do your property management with another brokerage, but your sales, your buying and selling and all that fun stuff would need to go through eXp. That's the only way that you can be in two different brokerages, again, if your state allows it. So there's a lot of dual licensed agents. Just a little side note real quick, because I do have a lot of agents that join every single week, that some of them are actually multi-licensed. They're licensed in Washington and they're also licensed in Oregon, or they're licensed in X, Y, and Z place, but they're also licensed elsewhere, right? So in multiple states. Well, you are able to be part of eXp in multiple states. However, you have to have all of your licenses within eXp. And again, I'm talking about the sales. Now, I've moved on from the property management component. Now I'm talking about just regular sales. If you're a sales agent in Florida and you're a sales agent in New York, so you have a license in both of those states, well, both of those licenses need to be under the eXp Realty umbrella. The only way that they wouldn't be is because we may not be licensed in that particular area, which we happen to be. We're in all 50 states plus over 20 countries at this point. Right, so just making sure that you're aware that if you're licensed in multiple states, both licenses have to be a part of eXp. So just be cognizant of that. You can't be at eXp in one state and in another brokerage in another state. That won't fly. All right, so let's talk about commissions, because that's important, right? How much are you going to take home? How much can you actually keep of what you're selling, right? That's super important. So the split at eXp is 80-20. 80% for you, the agent, 20% for the brokerage. The cap is $16,000, and after you cap, you're in 100% commission for the remainder of the anniversary year. So the anniversary year is when you enter eXp Realty. So again, the split is 80-20, and up until the moment that you cap. After you cap, then you're going to go into a transaction fee arrangement as opposed to an 80-20 split. And that transaction fee is going to be $250, which also in and of itself caps, right? So that caps, and I'm reading right here just so you kind of see. Once capped, the transaction fee totals $5,000. once cap transaction fees total $5,000, then the cap transaction fee is reduced to $75. So just to give you some numbers, because I know that I just threw a lot of numbers at you. Let's just go through some examples. Let's just say you're on the 80-20 split, right? You're on the 80-20 split, which is the standard fee. If you are a brand new agent or haven't had at least 3 transactions prior to joining eXp, then you're going to actually go to the mentor-mentee program, which is a 60-40 split for the first 3 transactions. Then you go to the 80-20 split. So just let me repeat that again. New agents that haven't had the business yet, you're going to go into a 60-40 split for the first 3 transactions because you're going to go through eXp University and you're going to be assigned a mentor that's local to you. It's going to help you with the business, aka a mentor, for the first 3 transactions. And then on the 4th, 5th, 6th, and whatever, you're going to go to the 80-20 split, right? So that's for new agents. If you've already sold at least 3 transactions in the previous 12 months, then you're going to go into the standard 80-20. All right, so is that clear? So going to the example, let's just say you've already done some business and you come into eXp, it's going to be 80-20 split. So for you to reach that $16,000 cap, what that looks like in terms of sales is you will have needed to sell $2.66 million in sales volume, and you would have charged your clients about 3% on average. So if you do the math on that, that's going to end up being $16,000 for the brokerage, and then the rest is for you as the agent, right? And then you go into the transaction fee of $250, right? So let's just say you entered the brokerage and it takes you 10 transactions to reach that $2.66 million in sales volume, having charged 3%. So it took you 10 transactions for you to cap, is basically what I'm saying. On transaction 11, it's not going to be an 80-20 split any longer because you've already capped. It's going to be a $250 transaction fee. And that transaction fee will happen over and over again for the next 20 transactions until you hit that total cap transaction fee of $5,000. So if you multiply 250 times 20, that equals that $5,000 that you're seeing on the screen down here, right? So now we're talking about, again, it took you 10 transactions to get to the cap, 20 more transactions to get rid of that capped, that 5,000, and then on transaction 31, your fee will now be $75. So it drops from 250 to 75. Does that make sense? Now I break it down that way because there's something that's going to happen when you're earning stock that explanation I just gave you is going to matter a ton. Because we're not just talking about fees. We're not just talking about that. You're going to see the equity that you're going to have access to. And the reason that after capping, those 20 transactions become super important, you're going to see why. But let's go into the standard cost. The startup fee is $149, which already includes your first month fee. And your monthly fee is $85 a month, which already includes everything that you're about to see here in the following slides. So it allows you to do your business as you deem fit. Now, $85 a month, that is a fixed fee. Whether you're selling 0 homes or 100 homes that month, it's $85. Plus, you're going to have a $25 broker review per file, so per every transaction, and a $40 risk management fee. Now, the risk management fee, again, is also a per transaction. As a transaction happens, that's something that you pay at closing. It's not something that is a fixed cost that you have to pay every single month. In fact, the risk management or the E&O fee actually caps at $500. So basically, it's 13 transactions. And if you want a calculator that breaks all of this down so you can just input the number of transactions that you've had, it really breaks it down for you, then I'll leave it linked down below. Let's talk about some special perks because these matter. You can have 3 personal transactions every single year where you don't have to pay a split. So let's just say you are an investor, as I am. The homes that I purchase, if I haven't capped, I don't have to pay a split on that. I just have to pay a transaction fee of $250, and I don't have to pay that 80-20 split. I don't have to pay any of that. That's something that's a personal transaction. And I have 3 personal transactions. So if I buy 3 homes and the commission is whatever it happens to be, I get to keep the entire commission minus the transaction fee. You get 3 of those transactions as a comparison to other brokerages, where some brokerages don't even allow you to work your own deals. You have to use another agent, and then you also have to pay that agent, right? So this is quite different here at eXp. The minimum company dollar. Now, the minimum company dollar applies to how you want to run your business. If you want to do a friends and family discount, or if you just want to charge a certain amount, a fixed fee, whatever the case may be, whatever you want to charge to whoever it is that you want, as long as eXp Realty receives the minimum company dollar of $500, you can do whatever you want. So if you have a friend that's selling their house with you and you don't want to charge them anything because you know that you're going to get the buying side, you can do that as long as eXp gets the minimum company dollar. Excuse me. So the minimum company dollar, again, applies to friends and family and everybody else. It doesn't apply to yourself, because if you were buying for yourself, that would be considered a personal transaction. There, you only pay a $250 fee, transaction fee, and you can buy or sell whatever you want. Now, the minimum company dollar applies for people that are not you, right? People with friends, family, acquaintances, or normal clients. It allows you to run your business how you want. Equity. Agents can become shareholders at eXp Realty. So I mentioned earlier that there's 5 ways to earn stock at eXp Realty. There's 5 ways to become equity shareholders. The moment that you make your first transaction, you receive $200 in equity, in stock. And this is something that repeats every year. So the moment that you make your first transaction every single year, you receive $200 worth of stock. You also earn stock or shares, $400 worth whenever you cap. So every single year that you cap, you receive $400 in addition to the benefit of having 100% commission there moving forward, right? So you have that to look forward to. You can also earn shares when an agent that you sponsor, when they close their first transaction. Now, this is a one-time event. So if you sponsor one agent, they make their first transaction, then you receive $400 as a gift, right? As a grant worth of stock. Now, this doesn't happen every time that they make their first transaction every year. It's just the first transaction at eXp. So this is a one-time thing. It's not a yearly thing. The Icon Agent Award. You can earn up to $16,000 in stock upon the achievement of certain production and cultural goals within your anniversary year. What this means is that $16,000 that you paid into the company, that can be credited back to you in the form of stock. You can earn that money back. Now, this is where we go back into the previous example of, let's just say it took you 10 transactions to cap. That means that you will have paid $16,000 into the company. If you go on and do 20 more transactions, again, each one of those is going to have that $250 transaction fee. If you go on to do 20 more transactions, that $16,000 gets paid back to you in the form of stock. So basically, for 30 transactions or so in this example, you will have earned $16,000 back that you had already paid out in terms of fees to your brokerage. Now it comes back to you in the form of stock, in the form of equity. And that stock can go up to $120 like we saw go last year, or it can go to whatever it happens to go to, right? So we can't predict the stock, but we can predict is that if we put our part, we can get this amount of stock back for us, right? So it's just such an amazing thing that you're not going to find in other brokerages. So what brokerage out there will actually give you the money back after they've already collected it from you, right? So that's the Icon Agent Award. Now, I do have another video in this channel that breaks down all that you want to know about the Icon Agent Award, so I encourage you to check that out. But that's the 4th way to earn stock. And then the 5th way is you can enroll to be paid 5% of each transaction commission with stock at a 10% discount. What that means is that you can, with your commission, you can allocate 5% of your commission as you're earning it to purchase eXp stock at a 10% discount, right? So you get the benefit of being part of the brokerage by receiving a discount on the stock that you want to purchase. So those are the 5 ways that you're earning stock at eXp. Now, if you look at that, that in and of itself is incredible. That's amazing. That doesn't exist in other brokerages. Now, if we look at the 3rd revenue stream, which is revenue share, this is where it just completely goes bonkers. eXp's revenue share plan is one way that eXp rewards its agents for attracting new agents to join eXp. Simply, an eXp agent can sponsor a new agent to join eXp. Once the new agent begins closing transactions, the sponsor receives a percentage of the company revenue from the sales activity of their sponsored agent until their annual commission caps at $16,000. All right, so what this is saying is basically if you sponsor an agent or if you recruit an agent or an agent says, hey, I want to join eXp, and they put you down as the sponsor, you become the person that was most directly responsible for that agent joining. If you do that, then what this looks like is once they start closing transactions, you receive revenue share. You receive a portion of that commission. Now, here's what's very important. If we go to the last sentence, you'll see why. Important note, eXp pays that share, not the agent. It is taken from the 20% adjusted gross commission income received by eXp and is paid to the sponsor agent monthly. So what this is saying is that that revenue share that you're receiving is not coming from the agent's 80%. Remember, the split at eXp is 80-20. So 80% for the agent, 20% for the brokerage. So that 80% still goes to the agent, but it's from that 20% that you're receiving this income. So it's the brokerage, the company giving you this revenue share. That's wild. So the agents that you sponsor, the agents that you recruit, the agents that put you down as a sponsor, they're getting their percentage. You're receiving, you can see it as a referral fee. You refer that agent to eXp, and now you're getting compensated, right? So you become instantly an equity shareholder, if you will, from the actual getting the profits. That's just wild. Previously to this model, you'd have to buy a franchise and then recruit agents and then hope that they sold and train them and took a lot of liability and just hope that there's profit for you to live off of. Here, it's radically different. You can join eXp and instantly start adding agents to your group. You don't have to do much. You don't have to do much beyond that. You just add agents to your group and you're receiving revenue share, right? Through the efforts of their sales. Now let's look at revenue share, because one of the things that comes up is, well, how much can I earn per agent? You're looking at the tiered system. You can earn up to 7 levels. So there's tier 7. There's 7 tiers that you can earn revenue share on. So on your tier 1, if you sponsor an agent directly, you can receive up to $2,800. On your tier 2, so if they go on to sponsor an agent themselves, you can receive up to $3,200 from that agent. If that agent then goes on and sponsors another agent, you receive $2,000 from that agent. Now, this is all assuming that they go on to cap. Again, the cap at eXp is $16,000, right? So this is a potential, and there's no limit to the amount of revenue share that you can earn. There's no limit to the amount of agents that you can sponsor. There's some agents at this organization right now that are making over $1 million in revenue share per month. Yeah, per month. And that is because they sponsored agents and they went on to sponsor agents and they went on to sponsor agents to where they just have this massive revenue share group that they now have, that they're reaping rewards from, right? And again, this is all paid by the company. This is all paid from the brokerage, not from the agent. So it lets you know the power of compounding, basically, but it also gives you a visual, or just this gives you a visual of what revenue share can look like for your business. This is in addition to all of your commission that you're receiving through your sales. This is in addition to all the stock that you're receiving as you're selling. So it's just a powerful model that, again, prior to 2009 just didn't exist. Let's talk about teams, because you might be at a place where you want to build a team and your brokerage right now just doesn't have the infrastructure for it, or you might not have the commission split to work from to be able to attract top talent. So the one quick team that I'm going to reference here, because there's actually not a little graph here, is a domestic partnership team. The domestic partnership team is a husband and wife. Right now, you do have to show that you're legally married and all that fun stuff, but I'll leave that down to the details. Now, with the domestic partnership, you together, your husband and wife, you work together into one cap. So it's you working together. Many of you are husband and wife teams already in other brokerages, and you're used to working together, either showings, contracts, all this stuff, right? Well, the same thing here, except, well, actually not except, like, it's the same thing here. Basically, you get that for reduced fees, and you also get to work in one cap. So that is also available here. You just don't see it on the screen right now. But if we're looking as a more traditional team, so if you go to self-organized team on the left-hand side, this is the most common, this is the most freeing, this is the most flexibility that you can have in a real estate team at eXp, where there's no reduced cap for your team members. There is no minimum referral percentage that they have to pay you as a team leader, and the team agreement doesn't need to be approved by eXp. The one thing that eXp does offer or request is that your team roster is provided to eXp. That way, eXp knows how to pay out when your team members are closing. That's it. So the self-organized team, again, is the most popular team structure at eXp because it's so flexible and there's really not that much requirements. The reason that agents would want to be in a self-organized team is because they want the common branding. They want to work together, and everyone's getting different splits, but they don't have to. There really doesn't need to be too many requirements there. Now, the standard team, this is most likely, if you've ever been in a team, you probably have seen a very similar structure to the standard team. So this allows you to do a reduced cap for team members. So this means that if you sponsor that if you have a standard team, an agent that joins you, you can give them the option of having a half cap of, instead of it being a $16,000, it's an $8,000 cap, right? So you give your team members the option of doing a half cap. Now, it's important to note that if your agent opts to do a half cap, they are no longer eligible for the Icon program. Remember, the Icon program is where the $16,000 gets paid back to you in the form of stock if you become an Icon agent. So they are forgoing that opportunity because they took you up on the reduced half cap for your team members, right? So just be aware of that. The minimum referral percentage required to the team leader. So if we look here, your team members are required to pay you at least 25% referral fee on the transactions. That's a requirement. The minimum is 25%. There does need to be a team agreement in place. The team roster does need to be provided, and it does need to be provided into eXp. And then, the team agreement, it does need to be in place, and it also needs to be approved by eXp. And there are production requirements here. There has to be a minimum of $6 million in sales or 30 transactions in the previous 12 months. This is a production requirement to be a standard team. Now, if you go to the Mega Icon team, it's going to be very similar to the standard team, except here, you can reduce the cap even further. You can have a reduced cap for your team members and do a quarter cap, which is $4,000. The minimum referral percentage is 25%. So again, your agents, if you're the team leader, are required to pay you 25% referral fee. The team agreement does need to be approved by eXp. The team roster also needs to be provided to eXp. And the production requirement for a Mega Icon team is a minimum of $40 million in sales, 175 closed transactions, and 10 capping team members in the previous 12 months. Right? So this is how the teams are structured here. So if you're at a place where you really are just pressed, you want to create a team, but there's no margin there, or you just can't pull it off because the resources aren't there, then you might want to check out eXp. Healthcare, the one thing that I'll say about healthcare is I am on this healthcare plan. So I have a terrible, terrible shoulder that I need to get looked at, and I have incredibly old knees that also need to get replaced. And this is the reason that I went on this plan, is because it's affordable and also will allow me to have the surgeries that I need for my particular needs. The only thing that I'll say about the healthcare here is just to go down to exphealthcare.com, schedule an appointment with the folks at Clearwater, map things out. If it works, if you get more benefits and it costs you less in terms of copays and monthly fees, cool. If it doesn't make sense, oh well, you price shopped. But what you're going to find in many cases, the healthcare is actually going to make more sense for you, because we have over 80,000 agents right now, and there's a great power in that, right? So if you look at the statistic, according to NAR, about a third of the realtors are uninsured every year. So that's something that, again, I'm not saying use them. I'm just saying, look at them. Look at this healthcare plan that eXp gives you access to. No other brokerage is going to give you this type of option. Now, real estate sold, because that matters. So eXp was the number one independent the number one independent brokerage in the United States by Real Trends 500 report. It was the number one mover in transactions and the number one mover for sales volume percentage over a 5-year period. So what this is saying is that eXp is growing extremely fast. So to put this into context, though, if you look at sales and if you look at transactions of all the brokerages out there, eXp is number 3 and number 4, right? So number 3 for sales volume, number 3 for transactions, number 4 for sales volume. So if you compare this against the Keller Williams, you compare this against the Century 21, the Remaxes, the Coldwell Bankers, if you compare it against those other companies, eXp is in the top 5. And it took 13 years to get there, while others, it took 25 years, it took 50 years, it took 100 years to get to that level of production. And eXp has done it in 13. So just letting you know that real estate is being sold here a ton. And because real estate is being sold here a ton, the equity options are that much more important, or that the equity that's being awarded to you is that much more valuable. And the revenue share checks just continue to grow higher and higher. All right, so let's talk about the partnerships, because you have various partners at eXp. And the best thing that I can say is that eXp, the partners that you have here that you're seeing, there's actually 2 screens, so I'll show you both. These partners are either designed to save your clients money, save you money as the agent, or make you money in terms of commission. So designed to help help your clients save money, help you save money, or make money. So as an example of your client saving money, you have America's Preferred Home Warranty, where your clients get a very competitive home warranty that many of them would pay for anyway, right? So that's a way that your clients are saving money. If you do currencies exchange, if your client is out of country and they need to convert currency, then they can use currencies exchange and get a much favorable rate than they would out in the street, right? So that's a way that your clients are saving money. A way that you're saving money is through the discounts that you get through the agent healthcare, through the CE shop. So as you're doing your continuing education credit, and then if you're looking for coaching, since eXp owns Success Magazine, you get Success Coaching discounts as well, right? And a way that you actually make money. So again, either your clients are saving money with these partners, or you're saving money with these partners, or you're making money with these partners. A way that you can be making money with these partners is through the home warranty. Every time one of your clients actually gets a home warranty, you get compensated, right? When your clients, let's just say, do currency exchanging. So again, if it's a foreign currency that needs to be converted into US dollars, then you actually get a commission off of that as well, right? Verbella, which is what eXp World is hosted on, that's our actual cloud-based brokerage. Verbella, you can become an affiliate for, and you receive a certain percentage of the sales there as well. So again, the partners are either designed to save your clients money, designed to save you money, or designed to make you money. Let's look at technology. We talked about this already, the eXp World, which is the actual virtual brokerage where you can log in anywhere in the world and then get access to your broker team, to your staff, to compliance people, to transaction manage, everybody. The online brokerage is a real thing. You don't have to drive across town, fight the traffic, and hoping that somebody will be there to address your needs. You can instantly log in, check out what's going on in a certain department, and then pop over to the broker room or pop over to a training, all of that from the comfort of your home without having to really get out of your house to go and fight the traffic, right? So that's eXp World. But if we look at eXp Enterprise, you have all the information from your business in one place. So if you're looking for information about your stock, if you're looking for information about the revenue share, if you're looking for guest passes to give to your agents that are interested in checking out the world. If you're looking for marketing collateral, whatever it is, everything is in one place in eXp Enterprise. So you don't have to email an office manager or the accountant of the office to see, hey, how much more do I need in order to cap? All of the information that's pertinent to your business is in eXp Enterprise, and you have instant access every single day. SkySlope, this is what we use for transaction management. So this is where we go to upload our contracts to have them reviewed. This is where we get our checklist of all the amendments, all of the clauses, all the disclosures, all the contracts that need to be in one place for us to get paid, right? So everything that needs to be in place, whether it's the contract, the amendments, the notices, whatever, all that gets submitted to the broker team. The broker team reviews it and they approve it, and then you get paid depending on your state rules and regulations. So if you can get paid directly, or if the brokerage needs to get paid, and then they'll pay you directly. So that's how that's managed. So SkySlope is what we use. Workplace by Facebook. This is our internal communication system. So think of Facebook, but for business. So we have groups, we have masterminds, we have profiles. We're able to connect with anybody in the organization instantly. CRM and lead generation, we have KV Core. So KV Core will be your website, your email autoresponder, your text autoresponder, your landing page generator, your squeeze page generator, your marketing, everything. So this KV Core CRM, if you were to purchase it off the street, just off the shelf, if you will, it would cost you over $500 a month to have it. At eXp, it's already included in your $85 a month. So for $85 a month, your technology package is already complete. You don't have to go anywhere else you don't have to purchase a landing page generator. You don't have to purchase a website. Everything's already done for you. Branding and marketing. So when it comes to your branding and your marketing, we have all the templates. We have all the designs that you could ever want. You don't have to get a designer. You don't have to pay somebody to create a listing presentation or a buyer's presentation. All of that's already done for you, and it can be customized to you. So you just input your image, you input your information, and boom, it gets branded. So if you're looking to get flyers out there, if you're looking to get a listing presentation, a buyer's presentation, postcards, everything's already created for you. Now, when it comes to sponsorship, this is really where the rubber meets the road. There's really 4 levels of sponsorship. There's a sponsor. Again, the sponsor is the agent that was the most instrumental in you joining eXp. There's a sponsor that will do nothing for your business. So you place that agent as your sponsor, and some of them will never even call you. Some of them will never email you. Some of them will just have nothing to do with you. And that's a level of sponsorship. Now, I'm not saying that's good or bad. That's just a level of sponsorship that exists. Now, there's the next level of sponsorship. There's the next level of sponsorship that will help you with education, that will guide you, that will share information with you, that will give you that formation, that education, so you know how to either work with buyers, work with sellers, lead generate, what have you. So it's the education. It's almost like the coaching, if you will. The next level of sponsorship, so the next level of support is that sponsor that gives you their resources, that gives you their scripts, that gives you their funnels, that gives you the resources that's taken them thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours of time, that they'll give you those resources, right? So there's very few agents that will do that. There's very few sponsors that will do that for you. And then there's a next level of sponsorship that will actually do the work for you, that will post on your social media, that will integrate your KV Core, that will launch your ads, that will give you the leads, that will actually do editing for you. And that type of sponsorship, the done for you sponsorship, is the sponsorship that I offer. The Agent First group is a group that I started because I know what it was like when I joined eXp, and that just wasn't as cohesive as it is now. But also, even as cohesive as it is now, the onboarding, things are still everywhere, right? So I still needed guidance, I still needed mentorship. But had I had something like this where basically most of it's already done for me, that would have gone a long way. So now what I offer with my group, so the agents that I sponsor and the agents that they sponsor, they get done for you editing. So my team will actually do the editing for them. So videos, get them up on your social media platforms. That's something that we take care of. When it comes to social media marketing, we take care of that as well for you. When it comes to launching ads, so you start generating business, we actually launch the ads for you. We do mentorship. So every single agent that onboards, they'll go directly into strategy call with me. And every single week, we're going to have a momentum call. So we're checking up on, hey, what's working, what's not working, and really have that guidance so you're not just completely lost in your business. So the Done For You, I can safely say that our group is really the only group out there doing this at a high level that will actually help you and do a lot of the things that will actually bring you business. So this is the eXp Realty review. This is the eXp Realty Explain. What I would just want to convey to you is that eXp is the fastest growing brokerage out there. And that's for a reason, as you kind of saw all the benefits now. But beyond that, it really does matter who you join with. Going back to the sponsorship, where there's agents that there's sponsors that would do nothing for you. There's sponsors that might give you a bit of education. There's sponsors that might even give you a few of their templates, but there's really no sponsors out there like our group that actually does the work for you, so you can focus on selling, so you can focus on generating more business. And really, at the end of the day, not being part of that statistic of over 85% of the agents that join the brokerage, not the brokers, the industry, 85% of the new agents that join the industry within 3 years are going to fail. I don't want that for you. If you're interested in learning some additional information about eXp or how you and I can partner so you can start generating leads for free, then let me know. I will link it down below. If you have any questions about that, the program, anything in general, I would love to help you in any way that I can. Also,